History is filled with wars. The bloodthirsty rulers were clawing at each other for the greed of power. Brothers were killing their brothers, and sons were performing treacheries against their fathers. For what? To become an heir to the throne? Thousands and millions of soldiers have been killed in wars only for some ruthless leaders to sit on their thrones and punish their own innocent people. Today, we will discuss some of the cruelest and wildest monarchs who succeeded in getting the crown of England. Firstly, what is a monarchy? And who is a monarch? Has the country you live in ever been under monarchy control? If yes, then you might have some idea of what it actually is. However, if you're unaware of what a monarchy is and who is a monarch, then there's no need to leave the video. Stay at peace, as we will tell you all you need to know. A monarch is a person who leads the monarchy. A monarch is the head of the state with supreme power. A monarch has the highest level of control in state affairs compared with any other person. The rule of a monarch is called monarchy. You might be wondering how a person gets to that position. Well, for that, you must have been born in a monarch family so that the power might transfer. But sometimes a monarch is selected by a group of people capable and respected in society to perform their job. A monarch does not necessarily need to have a single monarchy. Instead, he can rule different states at one time. That's some absolute level of authority. But what if the ruler is young and unable to govern the state? In that case, a substitute state runner is selected until the young prince grows up to handle the authority himself. In Great Britain, 62 people have been able to rule as a monarch in 1,200 years. Furthermore, Henry VI comes into power. Some rulers are good, and some are bad. The good ones lead their country to growth, while a decline is experienced when an unprofessional one takes power. In Great Britain, many rulers have come and gone, and today we will discuss the ones who were not worthy of their positions. The last Lancastrian king was Henry VI. He was known in the state for being unskilled at his job. However, he was not a merciless ruler like Henry VIII. Instead, he was a religious man who believed in forgiveness. He was not an evil ruler, but rather an incompetent one because of his short and frequent periods of craziness. He was not liked for his work, probably because his comparison was with one of the greatest rulers of all time, his father, Henry V. His father fought at the Battle of Agincourt and was famous for his bravery and war strategies. Furthermore, he also conquered the regions of Normandy and France and proved himself an heir to French rule. Henry VI was 9 months old when his father passed away, granting him the crowns of France and England. The young man had to rule such vast territories without experience. He used to spend his time worshiping. Due to some unsuccessful decisions, Henry lost most of his land his father conquered and got some new competitor, Richard, Duke of York. This inevitably led to one of the most bloody and treacherous wars of all time, the Battle of Roses. The sweeter it sounds, the harsher it is. Moreover, Richard III makes his presence felt. The next incompetent ruler on the list is Richard III. After the War of Roses, Richard Plantagenet pressed further for the throne. However, he lost his life in the Battle of Wakefield, leaving behind his 3 sons, one of whom was Richard III. Richard killed his nephews so that he could be the heir to the throne. However, his elder brother won the race, but soon his brother, Edward, laid ill. On his deathbed, he gathered a council that would be responsible for governing the state until the new heir to the throne was not appointed. He asked for his son to take the throne after him. However, Richard could not allow it. He had taken an oath swearing the safety of his nephews and assured his brother about the next heir. Still, later, he managed to gather up a troop, which he claimed was to protect the king. However, it is said that he took both of Edward's sons to a place from which they could never come back. Their uncle claims that the children were unskilled in ruling over the country at an early age. However, their missing mystery was never solved. Richard was appointed as the king of the England throne. The treachery and evil went in his favor, but that was not for long. In 1845, Richard got what he most truly deserved. He was killed at the Battle of Bosworth. Keep watching along closely. We're about to tell you everything you need to know about some of the more terrible monarchs in Britain's history, so keep watching along closely. Up next, the Queen of Scots gets the throne. When we go further onto the list, we hear the name Mary, the Queen of Scots. She was far incapable of running the throne her luck had granted her. She was an incompetent and illegitimate ruler, which she had made evident with her actions too. She made some of the most brainless decisions ever and made many dangerous policies, risking the safety of the throne. And this is why she could not rule elegantly. Instead, faced an early decline. She even attempted to dethrone Queen Elizabeth off her throne whilst getting beheaded. Let us dive into some history now. Mary was born to a French mother, so she was sent to live there. She was loved by the French people while living in the French royal family. She was admired for her kindness and caring nature. She was later made queen by both France and Scotland. Mary later decided to move to France. She was initially a Catholic, while in Scotland, the people were Protestant. That is why Mary supported the policy of non-discrimination. Mary married Lord Darnley when she realized she needed to have a baby who could grow up to become an heir to her throne. The marriage could not proceed much, and it broke off eventually, with Mary coming close to David Rizzio, her advisor. Darnley killed Rizzio, and after Darnley was dead too, Mary had to escape England to save herself from prison after getting charged with Darnley's murder. In England, Queen Elizabeth thought that she might be a risk to the throne and had her imprisoned later, having her beheaded. So, what were the tyrannies of Henry VIII? We must have heard about Henry VIII. His name has also been mentioned in the video earlier. Henry was a ruthless king and a ruthless leader. He destroyed monasteries and ended the state's relationship with Rome. Henry was a mad person. He had a mental condition and acted like a wild bear when angry, which was quite always. He married 6 women, and only the last one of them managed to stay with him till the end. Others did not manage to keep their heads on their shoulders or retain the marriage. He was a crazy person. He dissolved 800 monasteries only because the Pope refused to cancel his marriage after he fell in love with another woman. He beheaded his most trusted advisor, Thomas Cromwell, only because he planned his wedding with Anne of Cleves, which did not work out. During that time, he was not executing his own people. He was battling with Scotland and France. He made England lose battles and get humiliating defeats, due to which the country fell to its demise. He did not deserve to be in that position, nor was he the heir to it, but he wiped off all his enemies who would most certainly be eligible for the crown. Lastly, the evil King John. Can someone be even more ruthless than Henry VIII? Well, sure it can. King George was no less cruel than Henry, and he was the evilest king the history of England ever faced. Like other treacherous heirs, he found himself sitting on the throne of England. John did not hesitate to hurt someone else for his own benefit. He used to sleep with the wives of his barons only so he could suppress their baronial rights. Disgusting. He also lost his territory to the French king, and to regain what he had lost, he raised taxes and demanded people for money. The only good John could do for his state was to leave this world in the year 1216. How can a leader be so cruel to his own people? Power makes them blind, forcing them to do things one cannot imagine, even in one's wildest dreams. This was all for today. Some enticing information about the worst monarchs who ever ruled the England crown is summed up for our viewers. If you like this video, hit the like button and make sure that you are subscribed to our channel and have turned your notifications on so that you will not miss any videos of ours, losing the opportunity to get aware of some exciting news relating to what is going on in the world. Thanks for watching!